Bethune-Cookman volleyball on the first day of the Florida Atlantic Tournament. Opening statement from head coach Brittany Williams. And by the way, first of all, coach, happy birthday.
Thanks, Dan. Oh, thanks, Jordan. We're encouraged by what we saw today. Definitely dropped a tough match this morning to the Citadel. And so I think we really learned from that match, and it was nice to see the team recover and come back against St. Peter's and just really step up. And we had Jordan Jefferson with 20-plus kills for a second time in her career, I believe it is. And then she also had another double-double. And then, J'Nai really stepped up and ran a 5-1 offense for us this weekend, and she's doing an amazing job. I think she had 47 assists in that last match today. And so just really like the things that we're seeing. Again, we're super young, and so we're still learning, and we're still working out a couple of kinks here and there, but definitely encouraged by what we see.
What were the object lessons that came out of that? I know one thing you was focus, and also being able to finish a team, especially when you're up 2-0 and you have a whole bunch of match points.
It was definitely about finishing. That's something we've been working on in practice, and we knew that was going to be something that was going to be tough for us. We have 11, freshmen and sophomores, and so it's still a new experience for a lot of them, and they're playing some really key roles for us. And so I think, as the matches continue, we'll continue to grow and continue to get better.
You did some coaching today, and also you're using this opportunity to develop the new players. And the second match, the storyline had to be Sterling Williamson coming in with 19 kills. What is the struggles a lot of JUCO players have to go through when they're going from the JUCO ranks to the D1 ranks?
I think it's just a transition, different coaching style, different level of play. And so, she comes from a really solid JUCO, but just the speed of the game is a little bit faster than I think that they played. And then her transitioning to a new position has been a little struggle for her, but she's really stepped up, and she proved today that she's able to be there on the outside and really do some damage for us.
Tanisha continues to grow and progress. She had a good game. Also, too, Miranda in her first action of the year, she has double-figure kills in the first.
It was definitely nice to get Miranda back on the court. She's been out for about 2 months, and so we knew she was going to have that first match jitters that everyone else had last weekend. And so definitely was nice to see her just work her way into the lineup for us.
One of the storylines of preseason is, who are we going to get to help out Jordan and J'Nai as that? But sometimes do we forget? Are we starting to take these two for granted?
I definitely don't think we're taking them for granted. I think the team sees all the hard work and dedication that they're putting into the program, and so that's making their teammates want to step up for them. And so I think that was something really big that we talked about after that first match. And so it was nice to see some individuals who backed up what they said they wanted to do, and they went out there and showed us that they can help support this group and help propel us to victory.
Jordan's second match against St. Peter's, your leadership comes out after the first set, especially being down 9-1 in the fourth. Walk us through that match and what was going right for you. What was going through the second match? What was working for you in the second match, especially coming from behind the way we did?
Honestly, I just had to see the court and try to make smarter decisions, like in the back row, like with serve receive, and I needed to be able to get a pass in order to be able to have my team translate in the front row.
Talk about your games on defense. We know that you're going to get 3,000 swings a match, but you're getting those digs as well.
I just really try and read where the hitter's at, and I listen to my coaches and where they tell me to go and what they tell me I should watch for. And I also listen to my blockers, and they tell me who they're gonna go towards and if they're gonna be able to leave a split on the other side, and I just have to be able to adjust to that.
J'Nai, we talk about your assist, but that nice little slide little second hit kill you have. Talk about that and what works for you, and what's the thought process? It's okay, I'm going to get it this time. When do you start going and when you put it into play?
I guess I would have to say I didn't really see it that often. I would have to thank my other setters who are currently injured. They tell me whether or not the dunk was open, and I take those chances. You won't always get those chances, but sometimes you just have to go for it.
She knows when I yell yes on the sideline, that means jump. Now everybody knows our secret.
I know.
J'Nai, since you were studying them, and again, we know what Jordan can do, but talk about what some of the other players are doing today, and why you were able to get them the ball, and what they did when you did get them the ball.
The first match, definitely don't want to talk about, but the second match, I will say that even though Ty wasn't having a great hitting percentage, she was always up, ready, available. I knew I could give her the ball and count on her. Faith, she's always been a constant need for me, like Jordan, I always want to give her the ball every chance I can get. Sterling was a huge help today, definitely stepped up her game. I think for me, I already know who my hot hitters are, and even if I do want to give Jordan the ball every time, I always have to move it around, and I know I can count on my other teammates.
Coach, how important is it to get the coaching and the teaching them? Is the teaching the game as important as getting the wins in this early part of the season?
This early, we're just working through their mistakes. That was a big thing we talk about. Like, one of our building blocks is no fear. It's actually one of our rocks that I know Nolan had posted a picture of, and it's no fear. And so we want the players to be able to understand how to work through things when they're starting to struggle. And so you saw us not calling as many timeouts and not pulling kids when they were struggling, because we need them to be able to figure it out, because we're not always going to be there to help them. And it's such a fast-paced sport to where we can only correct after the fact. And so the girls have really got to learn how to work together and to work through their mistakes. And I think that's been huge for us, and I think it's going to continue to be something that we're going to work on, having such a young team.
Final thoughts on any one of you three?
Go Wildcats.